I'm Munir Mahmood, the head of stage operations and general manager at Heartbeat Studios, a studio Kevin Hart owns in Los Angeles, California. We have 40,000 square feet, two buildings. Um, yeah. And yeah, it's largely we do in-house production. A lot of the projects that Kevin is working on, uh, commercials, branding. We also have a music studio. So the music studio will do. We actually can create music for his projects, but we also do ADR, voiceover. We do audiobooks and things like that. So fully capable of handling all of the needs as far as TV and film. I've been working with Kev for about 10 years, and um, one thing that we've always wanted to do is give back to the community. Because I'm here at the stage, and I'm seeing multiple crews come in, I was just noticing, like, we don't really have a lot of people that look like me on the crew. And these aren't always, we don't have to just be in front of the camera or behind the camera. We do see amazing talent. We do see amazing directors. But there's set design, there's cameramen, there are PAs, there are stylists, there are so many other opportunities, so many other jobs, careers, actually, that, we aren't included in some of those conversations, or we don't know that those things are available. So that spins off into something that I created with Kevin Hart, and that's the Hart program. And it stands for Heartbeat Academy Resource Training. So what we're trying to do is literally bring people in and just expose them to the careers that they probably never knew existed in TV and film. And obviously beyond that. I mean, nowadays TV and film isn't just a camera and a script. Editing, you know what I mean? AI obviously is the new hot topic. There's a lot of things that are in this TV and film world that people need to be exposed to.
I mean, the industry's pretty much um, at a standstill. We come off a 3-year pandemic. Immediately following that is a 4.5-month writer strike, and then immediately following that is the actors went on strike for close to 2.5 months. And I think the studio executives and those, who would greenlight those shows just said, we're going to go on a quiet strike. And, they've laid off thousands of people. Almost every studio has 5,000 plus. Some have laid off close to 12,000. So for a lot of people right now, they're really hurting. And I don't think much is going to happen for the end of this year. I think when we get to 25, studios are going to have to, networks are going to have to really invest and start making film again, making new shows, and get people working. But even then, I think probably less than close to 50 to 60% of what they, their slates that's going to be done in 25 compared to what they've done pre-pandemic. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but I think there's a lot of hope. I think they're going to be more particular on who they bring in, who they do projects with. I think they're going to get even more concerned with the quality of work, and is that person really here for us? Are they doing what we need to do to push this project through? I know departments have in the last 12 months have gone from departments of 8 to departments of 4. Studios who have purchased, like Discovery purchasing Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers subsidiaries. A lot of those departments that were one and the same have merged. And whenever that happens, people are being let go from a lot of top executives to their assistants. So, I'm getting a lot of calls from a lot of people that are unemployed that need work. And so I hear the heartbeat of the industry from a personal perspective on, as an agency, placing people that I placed years ago that have become even executives in this industry that are now calling me unemployed. So it's really challenging for a lot of people.
What do you see? How do you see yourself utilizing Kevin Hart Studios in the next 6 months? I want to see, what's your vision here?
Well, what excited me about this place is how they've really opened it up to people to really, as a location. People can come here and get trained on basic film production techniques. And I think when we start looking to like the next generation of technology, of like it's not just going to be linear video. It's going to be how do you train people with AI skills, and the overlap between those two things. So hopefully we can actually like train people on how to do these sort of interactive interviews. A lot of which is like basic oral history, like listening to people's stories, asking follow-up questions, but also sort of thinking in the back of your mind, like, who is the end audience? Like, if this is a interview that's going to be done for kids, well, what are the questions kids are going to ask? Because they're going to ask like a whole different set of questions from a whole different perspective. Like, what's your favorite food? Or have you? Yeah.
They'll actually ask really smart questions. Like they're asking questions how AI is helping out with certain things now. So, yeah, that's so cool and great. Very cool. Well, thank you for your interview and your time. And I really can't wait to see how everyone's going to start using your technology, because I can really see it helping a lot of people, especially with coping or, finding more ways to not feel lonely. So, what resonated Dakar to Kevin Hart Studios?
Well, we were introduced to this place about 6 years ago, and it's taken 6 years now for us to be able to get ourselves in a position to come back and set ourselves up for 1,000 square feet of space that will allow us to start to build a hub for us to start taking these 6 years of experience and bringing all of our mentors, all of our stakeholders, some of the corporations that we've met along the way, and start to figure out what we can do to put together a program that has modular training that we can take the right student candidates, and not just students who are young, but anybody who is capable of taking the training and kind of making themselves more competitive, not just to help themselves, but to help the communities with real solutions for problems that people are kind of suffering. We want people to really be more, we call them solution architects.
Solution architects. I love this. So you're building the next generation of solution architects.
That's what that's what we hope to do, is to make people aware that they can be folks who can fix problems that they can see that are happening in their communities, in their neighborhoods, and right in their own homes. Those are the things that we believe people can do if they're given the tools and can master those tools.
The unique thing about Dakar is that I've not seen a nonprofit in LA as such that is specifically dedicating their resources and information to educating and uplifting young people of color in this media world, because this is a world, we live in the film capital of the country, if not the world, and this is the media world that we're in, and it just makes all the sense that we have organizations like Dakar Foundation that are here to educate and give young people these opportunities. So because Dakar has its own production company and they have their own network, the possibilities are endless with what is capable at a facility such as this, because this is an actual studio lot. So you can film a movie, you can film a TV show, you can film cooking, podcast, radio show, you can record an album, there's a whole nother full studio in the back in one of the production areas. It's just a really magnificent space, and for a creative person and someone who is interested in creating, there's so many things and possibilities that are capable here.
What space do you see yourself utilizing a lot, or what was just a room that you see yourself in more?
Well, being here, working with Kevin Clark in Dakar,
foundation within their apprenticeship program. One of the things that I would like to be able to do is assist in him in bringing some of the programming in terms of the up and coming the youth, high school, college kids that want to be able to learn how to utilize these fantastic facilities, to be able to have them give an opportunity to learn different positions, not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well, the production and directing, um, grips, everything like that, to see what are the possibilities and the different outcomes, so that people understand coming out of school that there isn't just one specific thing that you have to do when you're talking about being on camera. It's not just obviously those people like doing you and myself that actually host individuals, but there's also a litany of positions that people have, outside of this. So obviously, again, camera operators, grips, people on the technical end, and we're going to be able to utilize with Dakar and the Dakar Foundation and their apprenticeship program. We're going to be able to assist people in doing that, and hopefully put a program together here at the Heartbeat Studios to be able to help people with that.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Now, we went around the studio and it was very impressive. I believe, Kevin Hart has really stepped out and looked to the future with this establishment. And the way I'm seeing it line up is to allow small businesses and entrepreneurs, kind of like people like myself, to be able to find somewhere to get their message out. And this looks like a great facility to have that done. Again, it's all about marketing and advertising, and being able to reach out to the public, because no matter how good your product is, if people don't know about it, they don't know about it.
Very,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
So, are we going to see you here in the next 6 months doing something?
Yes, most definitely. I will speak to my team
Okay.
and to see what we can do as far as production is concerned, to highlight our patents, which I shouldn't be calling it patents anymore. These are now products. We have proof of concept. We have developed the software, which is AI backed. We've developed the hardware. It works very well. And of course, with investor backing, we want to take it to a commercial level.
Well, this is the right place. There's a lot of resources at Kevin Hart Studios. So, I really can't wait to see all the great things that you're going to do here.
Yeah. I'll talk to my team, and most definitely, I think there are some good opportunities over here that we can utilize.
What do you see yourself utilizing first? The podcast room, the green room? I'm just kidding.
Most likely, the green room.
Okay.
Again, there are people who do this. This is not
Right.
my area.
Right.
But I see an opportunity where in the green room we can, enact functionality for the product that we're putting out there, and how it works and how it can be used.
What do you see yourself doing in this space, man?
Man, that's a good question, man. I'm always taking your lead. You have a lot of knowledge in this space. But for me, man, I've been looking at all sorts of things of actually having a podcast, and I want to have something that is a little different and a little unique, other than just talking about sports. So I want, my nickname is, people call me The Rock, and so my company name is Planet Rock, and so I want to be able to have a space where the things that I like, I bring that to light, and I bring that to the camera, and give an opportunity of my health and wellness, as far as having opportunities to interview some of my friends and tell some of those beautiful stories that they have. I love to be able to interview people from, AI, people in the background and in this space as well. Technology. I mean, I think I've always been in the business of, I need the next best thing, that next phone that's coming. We all started with the beeper, and then and then it's actually came to where we at today, and it's amazing that now we have everything at our fingertips with this phone. And so for me, I'm still at a learning space, no doubt about it. I think the kids who really pick this stuff up so easily and quickly, they were born with it. You know what I mean? As far as that, this is their generation. When you're born, now kids are getting phones at 6 or 7 years old. Just to kind of play around with to get that adaptability to understand where the world is going. I can remember back in the time where parents was didn't want their kids to play those games. Play the PS2s and the PS4s and the Atari games. But now it's really kind of came full circle where you could really kind of it's a learning stage. You can learn a lot from games. I can remember just my kids looking at, let's say, NBA Live or NBA 2K, where they had you to learn how to understand what is it, NBA caps. How to be a general manager, talking numbers, those things that you never thought there would be in a game. And then now we look at it now, so many AI, the crypto, everything is coming full circle around that basis of how the game was invented.
Speaking about the NBA, any thought process about how you can take some of your alumni from the NBA
We
and help,
always talk about that.
yeah, and help them,
Yes.
kind of be on the same page and up
Yeah.
to par with you on where things are
Yeah.
going, and being able to help them understand how they can still, use their influence.
Well, I think with the technology we have now, we can go back into yesteryears and bring all those guys that they have already created those great memories in sports, and have that opportunity to come now and bring it to light. We didn't have those opportunities, or some of the guys even before me didn't have those opportunities to tell those stories. Now we got different podcasts. We got people are having their own channels. We're getting more resourceful, and we're getting more thought process from so many different people, because now sometimes I don't even go to the TV. I go to a podcast, or I go to the internet. I go to somewhere and I'm listening to guys that you probably never had an opportunity to listen to. And so it's given us a space to really kind of get into an opportunity where we can really kind of see where we fit in the world, and it's coming from all areas.
Any last things you want to say about just the climate that we're in right now, as far as living here in Los Angeles County,
Right.
and anything that you can give us some words of encouragement, inspiration about how we can get better in doing things to help one another, be more collaborative.
Well, I think the pandemic showed that, and when we started talking a lot more in depth was during the pandemic. And I think everyone really started realizing that you couldn't do it by yourself. And if you want to be able to go further, you have to collaborate with someone, have an opportunity to bounce ideas off someone else. And I think once the pandemic happened, we started understanding that it was very isolated, but if we wanted to get to that next level, we had to collaborate and get other ideas from other people, and not just try to be so selfish and be on your own, but how you're going to get to that next level, and how I think we got to take lessons from what we see in big businesses, where we look at the NBA and how they was just in this thing where they were only talking about the U.S. And then all of a sudden now they're branching out and they're going to Dubai. They're going to Singapore. They're going to all these other countries and collaborating, because they know now it's not just you're worried about a guy that's from Detroit or from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, or from L.A. You have to worry about a guy from Africa now if you want to get to the next level. And so we open that up globally. And so if you're going to open up sports globally, as far as tech and all of that is opening up as well as globally. Now you don't have to just partner with somebody in LA. You could partner with someone from India. It's so many resourceful now that people are really kind of getting together and collabing and bringing something special to the game.